Alright, y'all. We are back for another Get Out and Fish video. Today is going to be a little different. I'm going to be making some baits in the background, but this video is more of a top 10 things I've learned in the last year about this business. And I'm just going to talk about that while I get these baits going. So last night I was on one of the Facebook groups, and it was a fishing group, and there was a kid whose mom took to Facebook because her son's tackle, it's an 11-year-old kid, his tackle box got stolen, and felt bad, and like all good fishermen, everyone chipped in and wanted to help, and help him find his tackle box if possible, and also send him a few things to get him back on track so he's able to get out and fish some more. And so I sent her my website, and I told her to pick out a few things, and I'll send them over to him. And that's what we're making with these. So I figured while I'm making these, I could I've been thinking about doing this video for a while, so I can kind of make them some baits and talk about what I wanted to talk about at the same time. So I'm gonna get these cups of plastic going, and I'll be right back with the first thing I learned this last year about being on YouTube and having a lure business. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I got that first cup heating up in the microwave, so I figured I'd go over the first lesson I learned this year doing YouTube, and it's not my first year running my business, but this last year's been lesson-packed, I shall say. But the first thing I learned this year was this genre on YouTube and this business space of selling soft plastics. It's oversaturated. It seems like everyone's a bait maker. Now, the market will dictate, if you're not making great baits, or if you're not doing well, who will live it out. But I'm, I think my baits are really good, and my customers seem happy. I'm not taking the world by storm or anything, but I do this. 90% of the reason I do this is because I enjoy it. So if I don't make it as a business owner, I'm not going to be destroyed by that fact. I would do this even if I wasn't selling them. I would do this even if I wasn't making YouTube videos. But both of those things together just kind of make it way more fun. I don't know. This is something that's a lot of fun to do. And I'm not, by this first lesson, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from trying to get into it. I don't blame anyone who wants to be a bait maker and make YouTube videos, because, man, this is a lot of fun. But it's something everyone should be aware of if you're trying to take this like super serious and everything like that. There is a lot of people in this space, and there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of good guys out there that are really making some excellent stuff. There's a whole bunch of other guys that have the equipment and know how to inject it. We'll say it like that. But yeah, that's the number one thing I've learned over the last year doing YouTube and running my online lure business. Let me check on this plastic, and we'll be right back. All right, got that first cup coming out of the vacuum chamber. I'll start mixing up the colors. But let's get on with the second lesson I've learned this year. Then I'll go grab it out of the vacuum. Getting likes and getting subscribers on YouTube is way harder than I ever imagined. I'm not going to say I ever thought it was going to be easy, but man, I had no idea. Like, you'll look at it's eye-opening whenever you start putting videos up and you can look at the analytics and you'll be like, all these people seriously watched it and they couldn't just. I'll have like there's a couple videos I have like 1.5, like 1,500 views and like 20 likes. You really got to do something right to get a viewer to take the time to run up and hit that like button. And I know I could probably do better. I'm still new at this, so I forget sometimes, hey, don't forget to, throw that in the video. Hey, now would be a good time to go down there and hit the like button or the subscribe button. I should do that more. But it's still something I'm getting the hang of. But like right now would be a good time to go down and hit the like and subscribe button if you don't mind. But yeah, I really didn't, and I see myself doing it too. Sometimes I'll be I'm a YouTube junkie, so I see myself doing the same thing. I'm like, man, I got to go back and like that because I know how it is. Whenever I get a bunch of views and no one likes my videos. But that is one thing I would tell people, is it's going to take a lot more than your friends and family to be subscribers and hit like every time, because half the time they don't even do it. Everyone has busy lives. You really got to put an emphasis on it if that's your goal. My goal was just to have fun and do it, but sometimes it's kind of like everyone has that little competitive edge, and I'm like, man, I need to get more likes, more views. Someday it'd be nice to monetize, but I'm not anywhere close to that now. But that is my second lesson that I learned this year. Let me go reheat this and vacuum it again, and then we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Got that first color heating up. I'm going to be pouring some chartreuse tails on these, and I'm going to show y'all how I do that real quick. It's really easy. I just grab an extra mold and prop it up like this. And we're good to go. And it's going to be hard to pour that with the camera right there. But while I pour them, we talk about the next lesson I've learned. Just being a business owner, I guess, and also being a YouTuber. Giving free stuff away only helps so much. I have given a lot of stuff away on YouTube, and just like going to fishing tournaments and handing baits out. Very rarely, and I don't know if this is just how people are or if my baits just aren't up to snuff, but very rarely do people contact me back after I give them baits to buy anything. And it's frustrating, but I think it's just part of the gig. But I've learned to kind of tone that down a little bit. It doesn't get you more subscribers. It doesn't get you more customers. Well, I mean, it does, but it's very limited. There is a point in which you could give away way too much and receive a net negative for doing so. You got to find that happy balance. This bait right here for this kid, this is just because I want to keep kids fishing, you know. I'm not trying to get business from an 11-year-old kid. I just feel bad that he lost his tackle gear. Apparently he's been saving up money and buying lures with chore money and like allowance and stuff, so I felt bad. And if I'm going to give stuff away, I'd much prefer to give it to something like that, a situation like that. But yeah, if you're thinking about doing this and running a YouTube channel or opening your own bait business, be wary of giving away too much stuff. People will approach you about they have a YouTube channel and they'll use your baits, but the guy, I mean, what good does it do if the guy approaching you, he only has 50 subscribers? You just really gotta play it smart and be conservative. Give stuff away, get your name out there, but it's real easy to overdo it. That's my warning. All right, we'll let that set up and we'll be right back. All right, y'all. I got the main body color plastic is heating up in the microwave. Put it in there for 4 minutes, so I figure I could knock out another lesson that I've learned this year. Lesson 4: being a YouTuber and a lure maker, you have to fight for feedback. Feedback is important. This is something I've learned in my being in the military. You need to, and people don't just offer up feedback. They're either they don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't want to I don't know, give you a big ego or something. But you really got to fight for feedback. People, it's really easy for people, oh yeah, your baits look great, or that video was awesome. You're like, well, that's good and all, but I only sold like 2 or 3 bags of it, or I got like maybe 300 views on that last video or something. Like, I need to know what I could have done better. You really have to barge your way in and inquire. And that kind of leads into my the next lesson I learned was taking criticism. Number 5. You got to take criticism. I mean, for me, I've been in the Air Force for 20 years. Taking criticism's just been like a way of life since I enlisted. So I've been pretty like accustomed to taking criticism, positive and more often negative. That negative feedback or negative criticism is what will push you over the edge and make you better, in my opinion. You can't take it with the attitude like that, oh, I made this and it's perfect. Anyone who says anything different is wrong. That's not the attitude you want to have if you're trying to have a business or a brand flourish. You need to take it in and make corrections. No one's perfect. Yeah, I think those are probably the 2 top pieces of advice I've kind of realized this last year, and the best I could pass on to other people. Take advice, fight for feedback, and make your products better. All right, let me go check on this plastic and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Got the plastic out of the vacuum chamber, ready to mix up the color. And the next thing I wanted to talk about was fishermen. Fishermen are very particular, especially, don't get mad, y'all, but bass fishermen. Y'all know who you are. Bass fishermen are really particular about every little aspect of the bait, and probably for good reason. I'm not a hardcore bass fisherman, but I am around a lot. But the biggest thing I learned this last year is it is very difficult to get fishermen to go off-brand and take a chance on a small business like me. It's easy to think, oh, I'll just give them a bunch of baits and they can see how good they are. That's the kind of the mentality I fell for a while. Which, I mean, to an extent, it's right. You can try to coax them off or onto your brand, but face it, guys. Like, you're not gonna get Gary Yamamoto's not going anywhere, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Gary Yamamoto's stuff, and it's it's a great product, but man, it's expensive. And I feel like I can make the 5-inch stick worms. I can get pretty close on some of them with the softness and color. But it's hard to get them to, I mean, some bass fishermen just aren't going to do it. They just won't do it. And that's fine. But just keep in mind whenever you're doing this, oh, I can make stick worms and I can load them with salt. And I'll charge, they'll cost 1/3 of the price of a pack of Gary Yamamoto baits. They're going to still want to pay. A lot of fishermen are still going to want to pay that inflated price for Gary Yamamoto. And there's not much you can do about it. It's just the way it is. I'm a Sixth Sense guy. I don't even fish for bass that much, but I love buying Sixth Sense stuff. I'm addicted, like a woman buying shoes, like my wife buying shoes. But yeah, that's something I learned this last year, or I realized it this last year. Also, kind of with that, you have to really love doing this to do it. I mean, look, you've seen the molds I have. I have more stuff. I have plastic I'm buying. I pay for my website. This isn't cheap, but I don't expect to get rich doing this, and I don't suggest anyone starts up a YouTube channel or a bait business expecting to get rich. Now, am I saying it can't happen? No. Am I saying I ain't gonna, get more popular someday? Who knows? But it's not my expectation. I do this first and foremost because I enjoy it. And I know at this point, I don't know if I'll ever make enough money to pay for all the stuff I've bought. But you know what? Whether I sell stuff or not, I still would have bought them. And I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun making these baits and sharing them with people and hearing what other people have to say about it. And I suggest if you go in with that same attitude, you'll probably be happier in the end if for some reason you don't succeed or get really popular or blow up. I think that would be a good attitude to have, because if you enjoy it, whether or not you succeed or not, you still have all this cool stuff to play with, and you can save on baits. I mean, you're not going to ever save enough. I've never bought enough baits to where I've saved money on buying baits with all the stuff I have. But, it's good advice. Let me go reheat this real quick, and we'll be back. All right, we're back. Got the other plastic ready to go. And a couple more things I want to talk about that I learned this year. Being a YouTuber, being a bait, a lure maker, business owner. What I have in mind about what looks good or what would be a good product is usually 180 degrees from where the fishermen are thinking. So by that I mean sometimes I'll get the wrong impression about what they're looking for and types of baits to molds to purchase and colors that they want, and then I'll bring it out and put a picture of it on Facebook or something, and you'll get a wake-up call real quick. What's usually what I'm thinking they want is not necessarily what they want. And that's not a bad thing. It's a learning thing. I've learned that definitely this year. There's a couple molds I bought that I thought were going to be home runs, and all the bass guys were just going to eat it up. Not so fast, man. But yeah, that's definitely a lesson I wish I would have known, or I wish I had learned earlier. Also, kind of on that same topic, even though I might not be on the same page as the customers and the viewers most of the time, I do know this, and this is another lesson I kind of knew whenever I got into this. It takes money to make money. You don't want to get into this and try to be the budget guy. You got to get good equipment. You get what you pay for. You just have to accept the fact that whether you're doing this as a business or you want to as a hobby, it's going to cost money. It's not a cheap hobby to have. So, save up and buy that dual injector so you can do good laminates. Save up and buy that mold that people want. Not the I don't want to bash anyone, but the do-it molds. If you're not pouring lead, the do-it molds are pretty, in my personal opinion. If you're knocking it out with do-it molds, then shut me up. But it would be very unlikely for me to put a do-it mold product on my website. Now, if I had the do-it mold and I was making baits for myself, yeah, no problem. But I feel like whenever you're taking money from a customer, you should probably put the best product you can get out there for them, and that's what I try to do. My personal philosophy would not be to go the cheap route. I would get the stuff people want, get the stuff I know is going to work, and then try to make it pay for itself on the back end. Do not try to get into this and do it the budget way. Unless y'all know something I don't. See if I can get two more. The kid that I'm sending these to, he personally picked this color out and everything. My sparkle shad with chartreuse tails. So I'm going to try and get him a couple packs of those. I think I got enough for one more. Yeah, that'll fill up. Do you love when it works out like that, where it's gonna be enough, just enough? All right, we'll let that cook for a second. Perfect. All right. The last thing I've learned this past year, since I started this YouTube channel and everything, is always be trying to master your craft. Always consider yourself a student trying to take in knowledge. I mean, I can't go to a single bass club meeting or talk to another bass fisherman. I don't learn about another bait that I've never even seen or heard of before that they're crazy about. So that's just one small example. There's tons. It's just try to know the industry. Always be trying to learn and adapt. Don't ever consider yourself a master of it. No matter how good I get on my swim baits, no matter how many likes I get on a Facebook post, I try to learn from every pour, try to get better. Yeah, that's just, as soon as you consider yourself the master and you don't have anything else to learn, well, what good are you? You're just gonna be putting the same stuff out over and over again. You gotta know that you need to innovate and try different techniques, learn different techniques, and master those techniques, and then find out what other stuff you think you know but you don't. I think it's a very wise piece of advice to always consider yourself a student attempting to master this. All right, so I'm going to let these cook for a little longer, and we'll be back with the reveal and we'll call it a day. All right, y'all, I'm back. It is the next morning, and had a horrible headache last night while I was filming. I had to go lay down, and now here it is the next day. So obviously these molds I was doing, those swim baits are ready to be opened up, nice and cool now. But yeah, I hope the advice, or not necessarily advice, but lessons I have observed over the last year come in helpful to anyone else who's either doing this gig or planning to do this gig. And sorry, I mean, those are just my opinions. They're not, I'm not trying to tell y'all what is and isn't, but we all figure things out our own ways. But anyway, let's crack these open so I can bag them up and send them to that kid. I don't have my eyes with me right now, but yeah, nice. What I'm looking for mainly is that this tail got nice and fused with the main body, and it did. It looks like it looks really good. Didn't overdo it on the chartreuse, and the body looks really good. Crack these bad boys open. All the tails will look good. That's my main concern right there, is whenever I do these tails this way, is that this got melted together really good. Sometimes you'll see a gap right here if it didn't melt correctly, and it all filled in nicely, so I'm happy. And I think our little 11-year-old kid in Arizona is going to be happy too, because he's getting some really good swim baits. These are simple, but they're probably like in my top 5 of what people ask for on my website. So these sell a lot, if anyone was wondering. You basically saw how I made them. So but I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I got a whole bunch of good ideas ready to go for this year. It's going to be a lot going on in my life. I'm about to retire from the Air Force. I gotta move. Going to be doing a lot of moving, but there's going to be some fishing in there too, I hope, and I'm going to take y'all with me. There's going to be a lot of new molds coming, I hope, in the near future. New baits to make. So if you're interested in any of that, this is the channel to be at, because I'm going to make baits, I'm going to go fishing. Anything to do with fishing, that's what this channel is all about. So please, like and subscribe. If you got ideas of stuff you want to see that you think I know, or you want to know what I know, put a comment down there and let me know so I'll make a video of it. I have lots of ideas ready to go, but I'm not opposed to taking ideas from people who watch this. That's what I'm here to give y'all what you want, and have fun doing it. And so far that's been the case. So hope y'all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video. Tight lines.